everybody, so we have the full breakdown of the 2.4 live stream here into the patch notes, and we are going to be going over everything that they have to offer. As we all know, it was a very condensed live stream. There was a lot that happened, and I'm very excited, and we are going to go over everything that are in these patch notes and give my thoughts on all of them, because I'll be real, I am very happy with the direction that Wuthering Waves is going in right now. I'm gonna be so honest, 2.3 boring, okay, and we still have 2 weeks to go. It is a drag, probably the biggest drag that they've had, even more so than 1.2. Arguably the amount of time that it's been going along for. But now that we've seen 2.4, it feels like an early live stream. It really feels like the 2.4 came, the 2 weeks in advance feels a lot quicker. I don't know if that's just me or it is seemingly quicker than the other live streams compared to the patch releases, but they did it to kind of make people hyped and excited for 2.4, knowing how much of a slog 2.3 was going to be to get through. But now it doesn't matter. 2.3 is bad. Okay, I don't care, because 2.4 is around the corner, okay? And suddenly all the woes that I had, everything that was bad about 2.3, all the events that I just didn't like and didn't enjoy, all gone. I don't care anymore now because 2.4 is coming. Okay, so that's pretty good. So let's go through everything and see how we do. New main quest, chapter 2, act 5, shadow of glory. I think this is related to Thea. This is that part of the quest where we find her again and why she is in Septimont. I believe personally this is her trying to build up on her power, keep to her word that she said to Rover at the end of 2.2, where hey, I have to become stronger, and maybe Septimont is her ticket to do that. Okay, to practice, to learn, to harness her power with fleur-de-lis. That is my take on what is going to be the first half of the main quest on Act 5, Shadow of Glory. And then that is followed by Chapter 2, Act 6, Flames of Hard, where we get Lupa and her introduction into the story, which is going to be very cool. Now, it's important to note that both of these acts are not going to be released at the same time. They are going to be released separately on the first half and then the second half. Some people don't like that, right? Why are we time getting main story quests? But I'm going to be so honest, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Do you know why I feel that way? I much prefer like an anime releasing weekly than I do dropping a whole series all in one go, because it creates a more chance for people to create memes, talk about the content, fan art, all that cool stuff gets broken down. Do you remember when whenever they release like shows all in one go? I think they did that with Stone Ocean with JoJo's, right? They released that kind of all in one go, and no one really cared anymore because you're not getting the week-to-week community engagement and interactions building up upon it. I think this is the smartest thing they could do, actually, is to release these acts separately. It gives people a chance to engage with the story, and it stops people from speeding through the content and then complaining afterwards, because there's probably going to be two big things happening in both of these acts, which is going to be pretty goddamn cool. So I'm totally in favor of this happening. I know some people might be like, oh, time gating, whatever. Don't care. Honestly, you could suck it. I think this is a fine idea. We could survive, you know. We'll have a lot to talk about between each of them. So yeah, I think it's smart from Kuro from a marketing standpoint, right? It's wholly smart from a marketing standpoint. Make people talk about the game and the quests twice. There's like 2 big days. Not only do they have one big day where they have a major quest line, that happens now twice in the patch. So they get a resurgence at the beginning, they get a massive resurgence like however many, the 2 weeks in, the week and a half, whatever it is, in for the next half too. It is great for retention, it is great for their metrics, and honestly, I don't think the player is going to suffer too much because of it, to be honest. I'm okay with this. I'm actually okay with this. I don't have an issue with it personally, but I know other people might and do, and that's okay. Right? If you have a difference of opinion, that's fine. Yeah, as long as it's not like an hour. I'll be real. Like, if I'm expecting these both to be similar lengths to like 2.2, right? Maybe like 2 hours each, maybe 4 hours of content for all of 2.4. If it's like an hour each, I'm gonna be a little bit mad. That's when I will be a little bit mad, but the length of content has to kind of match and line up to how we feel, right? So that's my take on this. Hopefully, it's not whatever. I don't want Amphorius 8 hours each. I think I would shoot myself. This is not Honkai Star Rail. I like the main quest being like 2 hours for an act. I think that's enough. They hit the sweet spot. They don't overstay their welcome like at all with the quest. So I'm okay with this personally. I'm totally okay with it. Gifts of grand opening. Yo, we get a temple. Log into the game. Okay, Radiant Tide times 10 by in-game elevation 2.4. Straight up temple. No if, buts, or maybes. There we go. Straight up temple. I don't think there's a login event. There's no login event. So we're getting like 5 extra pulls, I believe, from this Radiant Tide from this one than we normally would from a login event, which gives us like 5 radiants, which is pretty cool. Love that. New outfits. And we're finally getting the release of the beach skins. There is a login event. Okay, so we get like what, 15 pulls just from that, 10 and then 5 radiants for a login event. Here we go. We have the Changli's beach skin, and now that we know that this is inside SEPTIMONT, okay, this is one of the bars of SEPTIMONT, and they did showcase that you can in fact use the hot tub with your selected wives or husbands. Okay, you could choose them and be in the hot tub with them. So everyone's gonna be using the Changli beach skin, the Changli, you know, bath skin in the bath as we go to SEPTIMONT, which is going to be pretty interesting. And of course Carlotta, and again this is SEPTIMONT in the background. I didn't notice this at first. I didn't clock this, but now that we realize that this is SEPTIMONT, very cool. I just wish there was a water gun. I just really wish that we have a water gun, and we'll see, right? We'll see what Kuro cooks up. New region, SEPTIMONT. Very pretty. It's very pretty. We saw from the trailer itself, okay, SEPTIMONT looks incredible. Tall buildings, great environment, lots to explore. It's gonna be definitely interesting, okay? The real M4 is, yeah, it has like Roman city vibes, okay? The real like sci-fi Roman city vibes. And I genuinely really love they've incorporated like technology into SEPTIMONT, right? You got the holograms, you got the ribbon fish that's able to project like digital screens and stuff. This is what I've been wanting from Wuthering Waves. For me, I felt like they're right now it's very fantasy, which I'm fine with, but I want them more to edge towards the whole sci-fi fan thing a bit more, and this is kind of going on that direction. It's kind of bridging the gap to me between like Rinasita, Jinzhou, and maybe some upcoming new Federation stuff and teasers maybe as we get along through SEPTIMONT. I want to see more technology being used in the game and in the areas that we go to now. We've had a really cool fantasy moment, and now I'm looking for a sci-fi moment. Okay, that's what I'm hoping for next. But this is a really cool bridge of the two right now. It's very like Atlas City sort of thing. It's very cool. Okay, I'm loving it a lot. SEPTIMONT is looking pretty good, especially with like the tall buildings. Okay, such a vibe. Love it. New echoes. Lioness of Glory. This is going to be the new boss from the main story that we are going to have to fight in the arena. It's also going to be what we have to use for our character ascensions for both Lupa and Cardathea, I believe, which is going to be cool. Judging from what they showcased here we go. Lioness of Glory. Oh, that's the echo, but this is the boss. Yeah, this boss is gonna absolutely rip us a new one, bro. This boss is going to absolutely rip us a new one. Yeah, it looks really cool. It looks really cool. And then there's another one, Embers of Glory. Ooh, which is interesting. Where's that coming from? Yeah, we have a Nightmare Kelpie. Now, this is the Nightmare Kelpie, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. This was in the Cantarella story, no? This is the boss that we fought in the Cantarella story, which is pretty cool, I guess. It's coming back. And we have a bunch of new echoes. The Carousel, which is like a bishop-looking thing. Pilgrim's Shell. Devotee's Flesh, Spectro Drake, Fusion Drake, Havoc Drake. We have all different attributes of Drakes now, which is very cool. Kelpie 3 clone Mephis. Yeah, this is gonna be the Mephis of the new holograms, right? That's gonna be interesting. But yeah, no, all of these new echoes seem pretty cool. These two ones especially. New Phantom Echoes, a Phantom Cuddle Waddle. Oh, I like the split. Oh, I like the split, and I like the arrow looking Fate Ignis. Oh, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. That gives a thumbs up from me, to be honest. That's a thumbs up from me. I like these Phantom ones. That Cuddle Waddle especially is pretty cool. Especially is pretty cool. Now, along with new echoes comes on new echo sets, which is, as we all love, We all love new echo sets. New resonators means new echo sets, okay? Oh, goodbye all the pre-farming. Hello, Windward Pilgrimage. Okay, that's this is gonna be interesting, right? So here we have, obviously this is gonna be made for Cartothea specifically. Arrow damage plus 10%. And the 5-piece set, hitting a target with arrow erosion increases crit rate by 10% and grants 30% arrow damage bonus lasting for 10 seconds. It's pretty much, Cartothea has arrow erosion built into her kit that we know at this point, and it's very obvious that this is just going to be her best in slot. This is going to be her best in slot, and she's going to be a little powerhouse. Okay, lesson learned. Never pre-film echoes for a patch that hasn't dropped yet. That's really what it is, right? Never pre-film for a patch that hasn't dropped yet. First half, second half, sure. But yeah, that was something. I know a lot of people wanted Gust of Welkin. You could probably, I mean, there's just no point. I'll be real. There's no point. Stop farming your Gust of Welkin if you try to farm that for Cartothea. But this is going to be, a pretty big boost for her, You can pre-film echo boxes for weekly mode, but they don't drop new echoes though. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they'll drop new echoes. They'll only do the ones from when the time you got them for. Like whatever they list now is what they'll list now. I'm pretty sure. Do they? They get updates? Wait, they get updates? Are you sure? Is that like sure? Okay, you know what? Base. Never mind. Yeah, farm them. Yeah. Wait. Farm the echo boxes. All right, there you go. Farm the echo boxes. Easy. And then we have Flaming Chlorprid. Obviously, this is the fusion set for Lupa. Fusion damage plus 10%. Casting Resonance Liberation increases fusion damage of resonators in the team by 15%. And the caster's Resonance Liberation damage by 20%, lasting for 35 seconds. Yeah, I wonder who's in this one. Absolutely Lupa. She is gonna do a crap ton of liberation damage, and I believe she also stays on the field when other characters use their ults too, when they liberate too. It's really cool. They had a really cool thing for her. Where is it? Let me bring it up real quick. I'm pretty sure they have it somewhere here.
是一名热熔属性的5星共鸣者，使用长刃作为武器。
刚刚的画面里，路帕看起来威风凛凛，他有一把火焰长枪，还有像狼一样的獠牙，甚至还有一条毛茸茸的狼尾巴。
Fluffy wolf tail。
是的。 路帕的尾巴是他共鸣能力带来的身体异化，他很喜欢决斗赛事，会对比赛的录像一遍遍复盘，在赛场上的打法也很有爆发感，是七丘决斗赛场上引人瞩目的新星。凭借着自身实力，路帕深受决斗大赛观众们的喜爱。
我记得前面好像有提到，他似乎因为某些原因退出了原本的队伍繁殖队。 似乎是因为七丘的部分家族在干扰比赛的正常进行。
喜欢公平竞技的路帕一直对于作弊行为非常不认可，他对赛场有着最纯粹的追求与热爱，享受着竞技本身带来的快乐。作为经验丰富的决斗士，路帕擅长使用一柄特别的长枪，在战斗的过程中灵巧的移动，他还能够在空中对敌人发动攻击。
看来被路帕盯住的目标很难逃脱他的追猎啊！
Use liberation。
发动共鸣技能时，它会向空中跃起。此时，路帕可以发动强化共鸣技能，从空中对敌人进行攻击，并获取特殊能量狼焰。累计狼焰可以通过释放强化重击或者空中攻击获得狼魂。
The flame banner is so cool.
足够的狼魂后，路帕可以释放狼舞的决议及此时如果
that's kind of like Changli. She feels very similar to kind of Changli. Building up Wolf Flame, you could press, do a heavy attack, and do another attack like that. Kind of feels like Changli.
队友上场，路帕便会停留在场上，伺机而动。当队友释放共鸣解。
Ooh, okay. Wait, hold up. So I guess you build up her forte Wolf.
路帕可以释放。
And then you could cast with Dance with the Wolf
狼舞的决议及此时如果切换其他队友上场，路帕便会停留在场上，伺机而动。当队友释放共鸣解放时，路帕便会配合队友共同攻击敌人。
路帕的打法非常
to attack together. That's a coordinated attack, right? Right. That correct me if I'm wrong. That's coordinated attacks, right? She's gotta be. And as we see from the live stream, right, Lupa is able to fill up her forte and go into a state where if you swap out and then immediately go to use your Res's Liberation, she will also be doing damage automatically, okay? Damage automatically, so she's definitely going to be a coordinated attacker as well, which is going to be very interesting. It looks very cool as well, okay? Very cool as well. Cast a Res Liberation will take Wolf Flame at a faster rate. Okay, so you're going to be wanting to use your... I assume you're going to be wanting to use your Res Liberation pretty fucking quickly. It also grants her teammates and the Wolf's protection. Yeah, so you want to use your ult, make sure you get that forte up, use the ability, swap out, use your Res Liberation of other characters. That's why this set right here is going to be absolutely busted, okay? Yeah, quick swappers are frothing at the mouth of this character, okay? You know, yeah, cast your Liberation, make sure you get out there, you swap out another Liberation coming in. Everyone's going to be doing mad damage, okay? This is pretty cool. And we all kind of knew that when they added what they call the Dream Link at the beginning of Wuwa, people thought, you know, maybe they're doing this in preparation for like AI attacks, you know, like characters being able to attack on their own. I kind of think this is a natural progression from that, where characters now can stay on field and automatically attack things, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this Sonata set is going to absolutely rip for Lupa. It's going to be pretty goddamn good, okay? It's going to be pretty goddamn good for Lupa. I'm excited. A new Echo aspect. So these are store gliders and flight things, I believe, and that means they are going to be paid. We don't know how much it's going to cost yet. That's going to be very interesting. And here's my feeling. If this is a paid thing, especially the flight one, I'm kind of expecting them to keep the flight things in other regions, because it feels a bit silly to pay for a flight thing that you could only use in one region, right? Unless you just care about the glider. So I'm kind of don't know how I feel about it. I'm glad that, like, really for doing for the glider you get like a 2-in-1, but it just, you know, maybe this is a sign that we'll have flying in other regions. Probably not. This is probably helicope, but that's just the thing that I noticed. I think people will be like mad about that regardless, but I'm considering it as just like a glider thing, and then the aspect, the flight, is just a bonus. Okay, to me, I'm seeing it as a bonus, and this is like really what you're paying for is the glider. That's gonna how I'm interpret this. So if the price is astronomical, I'm gonna be kind of upset, especially if we don't get to use this in other regions, right? So I'm expecting this to be kind of reasonably and fair price, okay? If I buy wings and can't use them, I'll be ragey, right? That's why I'm kind of assuming that this is just like just a bonus, right? This is a bonus. We're really paying for this because I still believe we're not going to be able to use wings in other regions, but we'll see, right? We'll see. This one, exploration aspect, a moment of triumph flight. Obtain with special events. I believe in the live stream they said that this is going to be free if you complete the new like Yu-Gi-Oh looking event that they have, right? That we're going to keep a look at. This is for the Yu-Gi-Oh event. Pretty cool. So this is a good incentive. I've always wanted this good incentive for doing that. Notice it's not a glider. It's just for flight. Again, this would just be for Renacita for now. Maybe, who knows, okay? But yeah, it looks goddamn sick. New permanent challenge gameplay, banners never fall. Now, this is pretty interesting. Whereabouts is it?
还有其他的竞技形式吗？当然有啦！你看气球的城区是不是也像一个巨大的竞技场？在完成潮汐任务第2章第6幕燃烧的星后，大家就可以参与全新的区域活动——惊奇部落。
No, this is the banner. This isn't the TCG.
是在气球城区里面开展的竞技比赛吗？
它和决斗比赛稍有不同，它是七州官方开展的具备挑战性的模拟狩猎活动。
Yeah, so this banner is a simulated sort of hunt thing where you are able to go to different banners and you could level up your trial level, I believe they called it, to do get busted progressively harder and harder content, and you could really have like a skill mode where you can challenge yourself with this. So I love that with 2.4, Kuro is doing what I want. They're giving me the things I like about Wuwa, and they're giving me more of them. They're giving me the combat events. They're giving me like the 2 lots of main story. Everything that I love about Wuwa, they're just giving to us in this patch, and that makes me pretty happy.
那我就来兴趣了。如何有挑战性呢？
惊奇部落活动开启后，七丘的上下城区会被划分为几块不同的区域，每一块区域都竖立着大大小小的旗帜。完成战斗或者探索区域里的旗帜，就能提升历练等级，从而提高共鸣者的战斗能力。其中每个区域都会有一个核心旗帜，由十分强大的敌人进行守护。漂泊者们只要攻占了核心旗帜，便可以占领整片区域。
Right, so it's one of those things where you could either fight absolutely everything in the area to be buffed enough to then go to the core banner and do it, or you could be a bit silly and you could just dodge and skill your way up to defeating the strongest banners outright that way too, if you want it to be harder for yourself. So that's pretty cool. There's a game mode that you could yourself could make harder or easier depending on how you want to take it. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. We have a new hologram, Kelpie again, the Cantarella boss. This is gonna absolutely murder us, dude. And this is absolutely going to wreck us silly style. This is absolutely gonna mess us up silly style. I can already tell. I can already see the many failed attempts. Okay, it's like a Tempest Mephis but like on crack. It's Tempest Mephis but on crack. Okay, and then we have some optimizations. I'm kind of sad that they haven't. Did they put that? Did they put the? They didn't put the Pokemon event in there. It's kind of sad. In-game star focus mode, so you can like immediately track main quests and stuff without worrying where your characters are. Global filters and more options for your cameras, and a main quest fast track stuff, which is also cool. And obviously we have the Resonators, Cardathea in Phase 1 and Looper in Phase 2 with both of their weapons. Pretty goddamn cool. I'm kind of sad that in this patch notes they didn't mention the actual like TCG thing. They straight up just missed things out. Okay, well, in addition to all the things that they've listed here, they seem to have forgotten some of their own events in the patch notes, which is a little bit funny. That's a little bit silly, but how about we go and look at it ourselves? We're getting another Crisis Trials Challenge event. Now, this to me was the best combat event that Wuthering Waves has made so far. I did the whole thing with Aero Rover, max difficulty, okay? It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad they're bringing this back, and apparently they said they're going to make it harder. Everyone loved Crisis Trials, and obviously that comes with a new title as well. Okay, Virtual Vanquisher, which is pretty goddamn cool. And look, we can get jumped by the bosses. Look, Inferno Rider, Add Fallacy. Oh my goodness. Okay, Crisis Trials was so fun. I'm really glad they're bringing it back. And I would love for this to be a reoccurring event, because honestly, it's the most fun combat event that they put out, in my opinion. Okay. That's pretty cool. All out towards the peaks of prestige. I kind of wish they had a bit more information about it in the patch notes though. I kind of wish there was a little bit more. Okay, where is, so Virtual Crisis Trials, big massive W. And of course, the last thing that we have is the towards the peaks of prestige, which is a Echo combat event. Okay, that I've been wanting for since the beginning of Wuthering Waves. Being able to fight with our echoes in some kind of system, maybe Pokemon, maybe, you know, like a TFT style auto chess thing, whatever it is. But now they've basically done Wu-Wei Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, I'll be real. They basically do Wu-Wei Yu-Gi-Oh! And here it is, right?
要知秋的深海决斗游戏可以通过终端远程控制深海的排兵布阵。
through the terminal. I hope they give a more in-depth thing into this.
据说很多人以传说中的巅峰决斗。
They went through this so quickly, which makes me kind of worried how quickly they talked about this. Like, they really skimmed over it, and I'm like, oh, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
称号为目标，踏上了挑战
Yeah, we can get a cool, you can get a cool title, and you get wings from doing this as well. So if you can fight everybody and win, you do get rewarded with cool stuff.
激斗向着荣耀之秋，漂泊者们
I don't want this to be an event. Make this like permanent or
活动
something.
组建属于自己的深海队伍。在活动中，大家可以使用
You could
终
use
端
the
对手
terminal
中
to
的深海
deploy and
进行
upgrade
布阵与
echoes
升级。
in your
每只深海
possession.
都有自己独特的
Link
战斗
fighting
方式。
style. Look, you could send them out. You send them out. Oh my god.
而作为队伍核心的深海，则需要满足
And then they
一定条件
battle.
才能在战场中出战。另外，漂泊者可以
And then it becomes it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! TFT. And that's what this is, bro. This basically becomes Wu-Wei TFT. It's TCG and Pokemon. It's TCG and TFT. That's what I'm feeling like. This is the vibe that I'm getting from it, dude. Better than turn-based. Oh shit, it's an AUTOBATTLER? Yeah, it's on the TFT side.
通过选择不同的角色策略，对战局的走势施加
By selecting different resonator tactics.
影响哦。
Ooh.
组成自己喜欢的深海队伍后，漂泊者还能挑战七丘当地的
Challenge
角色家，
SEPTIMONT's
与他
local
们进行
duelists and
荣耀
engage
对
with
决，
duels with them.
获
That's
取
gonna be very cool. So it seems to be a bit of customization. We'll see how just in depth. We'll see just how in-depth that system is. I assume it's going to be kind of surface level. Don't expect anything amazing from this. If they get good feedback, if you like it, and you give it good feedback, there's all the chance they can make it more complex, more in-depth, do a bigger version of it next time, right? So again, whenever Wuwa makes events for the first time that they haven't done before, they kind of do it prototypey in like a simple, more kind of way. And if we like it, say we like it, and they'll do more of them and make them better. You know, that's kind of how I feel. And then we have this weird fan creation program, Seaside Story. We have no idea what this is. I guess we'll just keep watch. So honestly, this is a patch that is packed full of stuff to do. 2 main story acts, holograms. There was no announcement of a companion story, so I believe that's what the 2 acts are going to be covering, right? You know, we have the holograms, we have 2 main story acts, we have 2 different combat events, we have a really cool Echo event, new Echoes to grind for, and honestly, I feel like this is, compared to 2.3, an absolutely stellar patch. Any reruns? No reruns. This is going to be an absolutely stellar patch. I'm excited. Okay, I'm excited for it. 2.4 can't come quick enough for me. So this is very good, very excited. Appreciate y'all. Remember, I'm live every single day on Twitch, 11 a.m. GMT, and occasionally on YouTube too. I appreciate all the YouTube folks that be sticking around. If you would like some more Wuthering Waves, updates, and news, make sure to like and subscribe, okay? Or I will cut your PPs off. Okay, I will cut your PPs off. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Twitch.tv/Captain Cabinetz, Captain Cabinetz.